VLSos here. This is a video lesson on an equation from a graph. What we're going to start with is the graph of a line. And what we want is the equation for this line. We have a point here on the y-axis at 3 and a point here on the x-axis at 6. And the line between them is drawn. We can make use of what we've learned about the slope-intercept form of a line to quickly find an equation whose graph is this line. We're going to start this process, this list of instructions. We're going to start with the general form y equals m times x plus b, which is the general form for the slope-intercept form of a line. If this is where we begin with this line, then the second step is to find the y-intercept. And in the general form, the y-intercept is represented as the value b. The y-intercept is easy to find on a graph because we're looking at where the graph crosses the y-axis. And we can observe this point here with a y value of 3 is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. The y-intercept is 3. So in the general form, we've found the value of b to be 3. Third step in this process, find the slope. And in the general form, the slope is represented by the letter m. And we'll remind ourselves in the notes that m is equal to this idea, rise divided by run. Rise is another word for the vertical change, how much we have to go up or down. Run is a short term for the horizontal change, the amount that we have to go to the right. So we can find this horizontal change and vertical change if we change the position of one point to another. If I start at this point here, which I've already identified, and I think about changing my position horizontally and vertically to get to this point here, how much do I have to change horizontally? I can represent that by a line. How much do I have to change vertically? I can represent that by by a line here. The length of this line is the run. The horizontal change is 6 in this case. The length of this line is the rise. The length of the line is 3, but because we had to go down, we're going to think of this as a negative 3. We're not going up. The rise is negative. It's going down by 3. Which means that we can find the slope of this line to be the rise of negative 3 divided by the run of 6. This can be reduced to negative 1/2. In the general form, m, which represents the slope, we have just found to be negative 1/2. The fourth and final step is to substitute the values b and m into the equation that we just started. We had the general equation. Now we have specific values for the y-intercept and the slope. We'll substitute them in. Y is equal to the slope of -1/2 times x plus the y-intercept of 3. We've now found the equation of the line that was graphed.